a Russian steam bath, the Banya. It's difficult to find a Russian who has never used a Russian steam bathhouse, the Banya. Using the Banya is a popular tradition that has become one of the symbols of the Russian people. The Russian bath is known worldwide. Many tourists often make an effort to enjoy this unique activity. Today we will give you some interesting facts about the Banya. Welcome to This is Russia. We think you'll enjoy this series of videos covering Russian culture, people, history, and much more. What is a banya? A banya is an enclosed steam bathing area. Often a banya has one room where bathers sit in the steam and a separate room for cooling down, washing, and hanging clothes. The banya has been around for quite a while. The first mention of it comes from the 6th century, long before the adoption of Christianity in Russia. Over the centuries, the banya has not changed significantly, and Russian people still go to the bath to wash and heal the body, as well as to simply relax. This Russian bath is considered the wettest of the various thermal bathing systems because it warms up to high temperatures, up to almost 200 degrees Fahrenheit, with very high humidity. In such conditions, a bather's pulse can reach up to 200 beats per minute. Blood pressure increases, so one should not stay in the steam room for more than 10 minutes. To get the maximum benefit and pleasure from visiting the banya, one should follow certain rituals. In the banya, there is an attendant, a banshee, and an important implement, a short broom of branches of birch or oak. As a rule, brooms are prepared in early summer when the leaves and twigs are the most moist and fresh. The brooms are dried and then used in the bath for the whole year. The broom is used for body massage, for distributing hot air, and for creating a particular atmosphere from the aroma of its leaves. Also, vapors from the plants used in the steam room are excellent to inhale, and not only clean and rejuvenate the body, but can also treat it. Getting into the hands of an experienced bath attendant is a great treat. Such a specialist not only knows the general rules of how to use the banya and the physiology of the human body, he senses the hot steam of the bath in a special way, and like a magician or conductor, with the help of special motions of his brooms, gradually builds up steam on different parts of the bather's body. The whole process of enjoying a good bath, with the help of a good bath attendant, might seem mysterious. Well, it's going to be a little hot, but let's take a closer look. Here's one important rule. You need to warm up the body gradually. To do this, when first entering the steam room, you should sit on the bottom shelf for 3 to 4 minutes at a temperature of about 122 degrees. After this, sit on a higher level, sweat 5 to 7 minutes more, then leave the steam room and rest for a few minutes. Before entering a second time, a felt hat is put on. This protects the head and hair from overheating and sudden changes to higher temperatures. The bath attendant now soaks the broom in hot water. When the broom is ready, the branches are flexible and the leaves are close to natural humidity. The bather begins the next step. With swings of the broom, the bath attendant captures the hotter air and hits the guest on the back with the broom. Then he presses the broom to the bather's back for a few seconds, making a hot compress. Striking the bather and compresses are made alternately over the body, on the back, lower back, shins, and so on. To better warm the bather and for maximum pleasure, the bath attendant periodically adds hot steam to the room by splashing cold water on the hot stones in the oven. This procedure is repeated on subsequent visits to the steam room. Time in the steam, depending on the bather's state of health, can be up to 8 to 10 minutes, with breaks of the same length. Finally, there comes a time when the heated body just asks for cooling. If it is in the Russian hinterland, where there is no special pool with cool water, the bather jumps into a cold river, and in winter, into the snow or a hole in the ice. The temperature difference exerts a strong stress on the entire body. But after the shock comes a moment of pleasant relaxation, with the blood dispersed and then calm, bather feels bliss in every cell of his body. At the end of the procedure, you should relax, drink a tasty hot herbal tea from the samovar, and have a snack. Modern doctors are very tolerant of this ancient custom, and even note that the bath is very helpful for health. Here are some benefits believed to come from use of the banya. Hippocrates mentioned that fever can cure any disease. The bath simulates fever because, being in the steam room, the temperature of the internal organs rises by 3 degrees, and at this temperature many viruses and bacteria die. The body trains its immune system and becomes more resistant to diseases. Also, due to the difference in high and low temperatures, blood vessels become elastic, the heart muscle is strengthened, and the probability of a heart attack is reduced. Under the influence of hot, humid air, the skin is cleansed and rejuvenated. Toxic substances are sweated out through the skin's pores. Small cosmetic flaws gradually disappear, and the appearance of wrinkles is delayed. Here are some historical facts about the banya. In 1717, during a visit of Tsar Peter I to France, Parisians were shocked by an unusual sight. The Russian royal grenadiers, for whom Peter had organized a Russian bath, threw themselves directly from a steam room into the chilly waters of the Seine. The concerned French royal chamberlain assigned to the Russian Tsar even wrote a report to him. They say we must prohibit such bathing or the soldiers will die. To which Peter replied, "Don't be afraid, Mr. Bertin. The soldiers are somewhat weakened by the Parisian air, and so they are hardening themselves with a Russian bath. We have this in winter and summer, a habit." The banya in Russia was not only hygienic, but also recreational. No holiday or important event in the life of the family was complete without a bath. Before a wedding, it was a tradition in the villages for the bride and the groom's mother to steam together. This was an opportunity for the older woman to look into the health and moral character of her future daughter-in-law. Banyas in the previous century were often the cleanest places, so they were where women often gave birth. At the end of the 18th century, there were 1,500 private and 70 public baths in Moscow. Some public baths could only be visited by wealthy people. These types of banyas had luxurious accommodations, expensive buffets, and well-trained servants. For example, the famous Moscow Sendenovsky Banya occupied a large old building in the center of Moscow. Today it continues to operate, and celebrities, politicians, artists, and musicians often visit it. This interesting and wonderful tradition continues to be popular in Russia today. If you travel to Russia, why not visit a banya and steam away your worries?